There are many museums, memorials, and educational institutions around the world dedicated to Holocaust remembrance. But the Vienna-based Serotta organization has developed a special method of not just preserving memories, but making those memories come alive. IBA's Yochanan El-Rome spoke recently with Edward Serotta, the director of Serotta, about his work.
Holocaust video interview programs are vitally important, and all the ones I've seen are remarkably good. We tried a different approach. What we wanted to do was to go to Central Europe's last elderly living Jews and ask them to share their family pictures with us. We never interviewed them on video. And we asked them to allow us to digitize them. And as we would digitize them and show them those pictures, we'd ask them to tell us stories about the people in those pictures. So that Serotta's goal, unlike Holocaust interview projects, was to create a portrait of the entire century as remembered by each person we interviewed.
How has this impacted the teachers that you work with?
I would say that the first answer to that would be is that Serotta was more impacted by teachers because we had never actually planned on getting into education. Once we took these interviews, and it's 1,200 of them that we conducted, and 22,000 old family photographs and put them online, that started in about 2002, we were besieged with emails from teachers in different countries. Each one of them asking us if they could do this with with these pictures and that. We were so intrigued, and we knew nothing about education, that we started inviting teachers to our office and asked them, in the same way that Mark Twain wrote about Tom Sawyer painting getting other boys to paint the fence white, we asked teachers to write educational programs for us. We did that only because we didn't know how ourselves, and this became this ongoing dialogue that's been going on for years now, in which teachers create programs that they will use themselves.
You also have a large involvement from the non-Jewish community or non-Jewish teachers. What role do you see them playing?
Well, we believe that stories are universal and that stories connect us all. We have an enormous number of schools, well over 150 schools throughout Central and Eastern Europe, in Hungary and Romania, in Austria and Germany, and we're adding more almost every month now. These are not Jewish schools. Since each one of these stories that we turn into a multimedia film presentation becomes a story of an entire life, teenagers in Hungary and Czech Republic and Slovakia are entranced by them. It's part of their history. So we don't see a wall between Jews and non-Jews. Most young people today in this part of the world realize that learning about their town's Jewish history is something pretty exciting for them.
You said during your discussions with the teachers that Serotta is not trying to just preserve memories, but you're trying to make the memories come alive.
Well, we do that by having kids watch our films, which will take them back. Let's say we have a film about a woman called Rosa Rosenstein who lived in Berlin. She lived to be 98, and she recounted 9 decades of stories. And now we show that film to students in Berlin, and now kids in Berlin are making their own stories. So they're paying it forward. They're taking her memories and turning them into films that they make themselves about Jewish quarter of Berlin, this particular house, that particular person, and they make those stories and they pay it forward for the next generation, we'd like to think.